Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. How's it going? Hope you're doing really well. Today I've got a fragrance that is a former hype beast that used to be a really good cheap find that got way more expensive. Actually on eBay, if you look right now, most bottles are going for $100 or more. Some people are even asking for like $200. That is now once again available, at least right now when I'm making this video, for cheap once again. The fragrance I'm talking about is a celebrity fragrance, and it's called Stash by SJP, Sarah Jessica Parker, who is most well known, of course, for her role in Hocus Pocus. No mini nonsense about how she's most well known for Sex and the City. That's ridiculous. Hocus Pocus. So in today's video, I'm gonna go over the presentation with you guys, let you know what I think about this one, and let you know whether or not I think you should check it out right now while it's available for a not crazy price. So let's jump into it. So I'm gonna have this one linked in the description below. As of right now, when I'm filming this video, it's going for about $35 US on Fragrance Buy's website, fragrancebuy.ca, and that is for this 100 ml size bottle with the cool presentation. Like I said, on eBay right now, most people are asking for $100 or more for the 100 ml size bottle. So for 35, that's a pretty good deal. There's been a lot of talk about this one being discontinued. Actually, for the last 2+ years, people have been talking about it being discontinued. Is it? Is it not? Is it? Is it not? Some people will say, no, it's not discontinued. They've just not been able to make it for years, which usually I would say means it's discontinued, but who knows? Maybe it's not. But regardless, the price has skyrocketed, so that much we do know. Let's go ahead and check out the presentation real quick, and then we can start getting into the nitty-gritty about the fragrance and how it was hyped and all that good stuff. So here we have the box. You've got the name of the fragrance, name of the house right there on the front. This is an eau de parfum elixir, it says. 100 ml size, nothing up top and nothing on the sides other than this little detail, which is supposed to look like a piece of tape. On the back, you have the ingredient information, and on the bottom, you have your badge code and your barcode. Badge code here is awfully long. It is L240222. And here we have the bottle. It's supposed to be inspired by the old apothecary style bottles. And again, you have that tape on the front with the name of the fragrance and the name of the house. You have a little wooden cap up top, or it's really a faux wooden cap. It does click into place. You have an SJP charm right there on the front of the bottle as well. And on the bottom, a sticker with your badge code. And as always, I will waste a couple sprays for you guys so you can check out the atomizer in action. There we go. It's pretty good. So as I was talking about at the beginning of the video, Stash is a former hype beast. If you weren't around fragrances when this thing first came out, then you're not aware, but this got talked about a lot. And that's kind of a surprise because A, it's a celebrity fragrance. Most celebrity fragrances people don't care about. And B, it's a celebrity fragrance by Sarah Jessica Parker, which is not really somebody that most people think of as a fragrance celebrity or something, a fragrance celebrity. What I mean by that is when you hear Sarah Jessica Parker, you don't necessarily think of fragrances. Now, when you hear Ariana Grande, you may be aware like, oh yeah, no, she's got a lot of fragrances that are pretty popular, or Britney Spears, or even Antonio Banderas or something like that. Sarah Jessica Parker, not quite as much. And that's not a slight toward her, it's just kind of how it is. Now, what you may be thinking is, well, Sarah Jessica Parker is a lady, and so this fragrance is probably going to be for the ladies. But in actuality, Stash is very unisex. Pretty much anybody can pull this off, and I think actually it leans a little bit masculine. I think that you have to be a more adventurous lady to wear Stash than you do a guy. It's actually easier, I feel like, for me to pull it off than my wife. So when you first spray this fragrance on, you're gonna get a bit of black pepper, you're gonna get some sage. It's slightly herbal, very slightly green. You don't really get too much citrus in the opening. There's grapefruit as a top note, but you don't really get very much of that at all. Instead, what you pick up is woodiness. Yeah, this is a very woody fragrance, and you can tell immediately. As soon as you spray this stuff on, cedar is gonna be one of the most dominant notes. You can pick it up in the opening, in the mid, in the dry down, it's always there. As it dries, you get a little bit of patchouli that comes out in the mid, again, giving it a slightly masculine tinge to my nose. And when you hit the dry down, you actually pick up a bit of olibanum in here. So it's gonna give you a slight incensey feel. It's not heavily incensed, it's not smoked to death, but there is a little bit of an incense waft going along with that cedar, with that woodiness. You've also got vetiver in the base here, which never overtakes the other woody notes, more so it just accentuates them. You know, it adds a little more depth to the woodiness of the scent. So this one is really going to be a slightly herbal, slightly incensey, woody fragrance from the opening and to the dry down with a little bit of a spicy kick off the top. Now in the mid, there's a lily note, a white ginger lily, but that floral aspect, it never really shines through all that much. Actually, I have to really try to seek it out to pick it up at all. And I would say 99% of people probably won't key in on it a bit. So unisex, sort of, under Sarah Jessica Parker's name, but definitely not feminine. So don't worry about that if you're a guy and you think, oh, I couldn't pull this off most likely. You absolutely can. And like I said, it's actually more of a daring wear for women than men. Not that they can't pull it off. And the quality here is surprisingly good, which is one of the reasons that it did get hyped so much when it first came out, because it's a really, really nice, well-rounded, very woodsy fragrance. You would think it would smell chemically. You would think it would smell rough, that it would be abrasive, but it doesn't. And I was late to the hype train here. How late? Well, late enough that when all the hype was happening, I didn't buy it and I didn't smell it either. I had kind of a preconceived notion that I wouldn't like it at the time. And I was already buying all these other things and smelling all these other things. And by the time I remembered, oh yeah, I should actually check that out, it was already gone and I wasn't gonna pay a jacked up price to get it. So once Fragrance Spy got them in and for a good price, that's when my goblin brain told me, hey, that'd be pretty cool. Anytime a fragrance that could be discontinued pops up at a really good price, I'm all ears. I'd like that. Yes, please. And this one is really good. It does live up to the hype, especially at the price point you can currently get it for. Now, I don't know that they're getting more of them in. I have no idea. I don't know how many they have. But if you can scoop it up for $35, somewhere in that price range, it is absolutely worth it. $100, $150, $200. I've seen some bottles go for that much. No, it's not worth that much. So don't pay any kind of crazy astronomical price. I don't think most people would be happy with that unless they have already bought the fragrance and worn it and they are in love with it and they already know that. Then at that point, that's something completely different. But if you haven't, don't pay a nuts in the butts price. Don't do that. At the current price though, before it sells out, because I'm assuming it will. That's what always happens with these fragrances, you know, the ones that are hard to find and they pop up for a decent price. It's like here today, gone tomorrow. If you can get it for that price, scoop it. It has some vague similarities to a bunch of other fragrances out there. The one that pops into my mind the most is Wonderwood by Comme des Garçons. I own that fragrance, really enjoy that fragrance. This one is not one-to-one with that. It's not a replacement for that fragrance. But if you like that scent or sense of that style, you should like this one. It's almost like this is a richer, deeper take on cedar than Burberry Hero. Like Burberry Hero came out and it was all about the cedar, but that's more of a just everyday wear kind of versatile, easygoing, modern masculine scent based around cedar. This one is also based around cedar, but has all these other different nuances that make it more interesting to smell. Again, I'm not saying the smells like Burberry Hero. I'm just saying they're both a take on cedar, and between the two, this one smells better. Now, in terms of seasons, for me, this is going to be more spring and fall time. You could pull it off during the winter easier than summer, I would say. And I think it goes daytime or nighttime, either one. And it's pretty safe, all things considered. I think you could wear this a lot of different places, a lot of different situations, pull it off easily. And performance here is actually really good too, above average. So your longevity, you're looking at 7+ hours off skin. In terms of projection, really solid, especially through the opening and the mid, and even into the dry down. You can pick it up pretty easily as you move around. So there's a lot to like about this, and it does, as I said before, make sense that people were hyping this up when it first came out. Kind of a surprise, one of those fragrances that comes out of left field. You don't expect anything. You have no expectations. And then it surprises you. That's this. So there we go, Sarah Jessica Parker's stash. If this is one that you loved from before, but you don't want to pay crazy prices, now's a good time to scoop up a bottle. Or if you missed the hype train from years ago, now is kind of like the hype train coming back around, but it's running out of gas because there's not many bottles left. It's just kind of, just kind of huffing and puffing by. Maybe you just grab one of the bottles off that hype train and wish it farewell. Bye-bye, hype train. I'm glad to have it. I missed it the first time around. Didn't miss it this time. Stash, Sarah Jessica Parker, SJP. Hocus Pocus 2 is coming out soon. Yeah, I'm about that. If you smell this one, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Again, I'll have it linked below as well. If you're watching this in the future, I'm assuming that it's gone. But with these fragrances, you never know. It could pop up at another discounter at some point, who knows. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Thanks for your support. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.